Yes, following.
As a court, please, my lord, we apologize for the late start. We are informed that accused number 5 had to receive his medication, and that is the reason why they arrived late.
Okay, fine.
My lord, we have no further questions to this witness.
Okay, yes, Mr. Mgomezulu.
Court is, my lord. Good morning, Kenneth.
Good morning, Advocate.
Mr. Mgomezulu. Sir, I've got a few questions for you. Firstly, it relates to your duties. As you said, you are an operational team leader.
That is correct.
So you were doing the same duties in 2014?
That is correct, my lord.
So you also told the court that you were allocating work for the members?
That is correct, my lord.
Even in 2014?
That is correct.
Then Lieutenant Colonel Mangena was in your team.
That is incorrect. Mangena was not in my team.
All right. I just want to clarify this because I'm looking at the duties that you actually perform, as you have told the court. May I just get clarity from you? You said you also your work also entail the reconstruction of the crime scene, correct?
That is correct, but however, I must state that I stopped attending crime scenes.
All right.
After an interrupted period of approximately 10 years doing crime scenes. I stopped doing crime scenes in 2014 when I focused on the leadership and management of the operational team.
Can you please tell the court when you are to attend a crime scene for the purpose of reconstruction, what is the procedure that usually is followed?
Let
me just be precise. Are you called by the investigating officer to attend to a crime scene, or are you assigned by the case administrators to attend it?
The person on standby will be called by on crime scene standby will be called by the person requiring the attendance of the scene, who can be the investigating officer or the crime scene manager.
noma ke lona ke okhona lapha endaweni isigameko umanager le ndawo uyena kungangibiza ukuthi yela.
All right. So you might not have a vivid recollection of what happened on the 27th of October 2014.
Usho ukuthi angekwazi ukukhumbula kahle ukuthi kwenzeka nomhla 27 October 2014.
But can you recall if you were on duty that day?
Uyakwazi ukukhumbula ukuthi wawukhona emsebenzini ngalelo langa?
I cannot recall, my lord.
Angikwazi ukukhumbula lokho.
There's evidence by Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, who said he was called to attend to the crime scene for the purpose of reconstruction by Captain Bentley.
Khona ke ufakazi lapha ukuthiwa uKolonel Mangena wathi wabizwa uCaptain Bentley ukuthi eze lapha endaweni esigameko ukuthi azosiza khona.
Do you have knowledge of that?
Khona ulwazi onalo ngalokho?
I have no knowledge of that.
Anginalo ulwazi ngalokho.
You're also working with Colonel, is it Colonel Ntini?
Usebenza noKolonel Ntini?
I work with Captain Dini, that is correct.
Yebo ngisebenza noCaptain Ntini.
So, but are you aware that Captain Ntini attended to a crime scene on the 27th of October 2014?
Uyazi yini ukuthi uCaptain Ntini waya lapha endaweni esigameko uyosenza khona umhla ka 27 ku October 2014?
I'm not aware because Captain Dini has never reported to my operational team.
Cha angeke ngikwazi lokho ngoba uCaptain Ntini akakaze abe eqembini lami engilikhuzana.
So, there's evidence before this court that Lieutenant Colonel Mangena attended to the crime scene on the 26th, and on the 13th of November 2014, he conducted an examination on the exhibits that were brought at the forensic science laboratory.
Khona ufakazi ukuthi uCaptain Lieutenant Colonel Mangena waya endaweni esigameko umhla
27th of October 2014.
You said 26.
Sorry. What?
You said 26. I
No.
have it here.
I mean 27 October 2014, and he conducted the examination on the exhibit on the 13th of November 2014.
Jake uCaptain Mangena waya endaweni esigameko umhla 27 October 2014 and umhla ka 13 November 2014 wahlola ikhombisi ezatholakala lapha endaweni esigameko ama exhibits.
Are you aware of that?
Uyakwazi lokho?
I don't know the details, but what I know is that in this matter, Colonel Mangena did do some work.
Anginayo imininingwane kodwa engikwaziyo ukuthi uColonel Mangena khona umsebenzi awenza kuleli cala.
The essence of this question is to find out if this matter was formally and officially, the matter under CAS 636 of 10/2014 was formally and officially allocated to Lieutenant Colonel Mangena.
Ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi leli cala 63 of 2015 wayinikwa yini uColonel Mangena?
Unfortunately, I do not have any information or details regarding that.
Cha, anginayo imininingwane ngalokho.
Because the reason why I'm calling this is that for him to attend to the reconstruction of the crime scene on the 27th of October 2014, he was called by Captain Bentley, who's not working in the office.
Ngisho ngoba ezazo ukuthi ngisho njalo ukuthi ngomhla 27 October 2014 wabiza ukuthi ayendaweni esigameko uCaptain Bentley.
I hear that.
Ngiyakuzwa ke lokho.
My question is, you said, I just want to repeat that question. I know maybe, sorry, I didn't get what I wanted from you. The question is, was Lieutenant Colonel Mangena allocated officially with this matter 636 of 10/2014?
Ngifuna ukuzwisisa kahle ukuthi uLieutenant Colonel Mangena wayenikiwe yini leli cala ukuthi asebenze kulona eliku 636 of 10 of 2014.
I don't have any details about that. I don't know. I was not involved in the allocation of crime scene cases.
Cha, anginamniningwane ngaloko ngaba ngaleso sikhathi angikongemina onikezelana ngemisebenzi.
So in the case administration office, work is allocated to different members, correct?
La kwabahambisa ke ukunikezelwa kumsebenzi kushuthi ke umsebenzi lena amacala anikezela kubantu abehlukene kanjalo.
Casework is distributed by commanders to various members.
Hayi kusho ukuthi ke amakhesi ke anikezelwa amakhomanda bephuzi kuba emaphoyiseni ahlukahlukene.
All right.
As I've said that at that time that has been specified 2014, I was not the commander, the direct commander of Lieutenant Colonel Mangena.
Ngifuna ukugcizelela futhi ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi sa 2014 kangeyena umkhuzi kaColonel Mangena.
As a result of that, I'm not in a position to explain any details regarding that.
Yikho ke ngithi angikwazi ke ukuletha imininingwane nemincane ngalokho.
But you don't even have the knowledge that at that time, Colonel Mzipe was not the commander for Lieutenant Colonel Mangena.
Manje ka ushutha unalo nolwazi ke nje lokuthi uColonel Mzipe wayengumkhuzi kaColonel Mangena, uLieutenant Colonel Mangena.
He was our commander, he is still our commander.
Yeah, wayengumkhuzi wethu namanje sewuyena umkhuzi wethu.
I'm referring to Mangena, not to everyone, specifically to Mangena.
Cha ngisho ukuthi siqonda ngqo uchaze mayelana noMangena hayi nabanye.
Mangena and I report to Colonel Mzipe.
Mina noMangena umkhuzi wethu uColonel Mzipe.
But the essence of this is that Colonel Mzipe is the one who officially assigned this matter to Colonel Mangena. Will I be correct to say that?
Zobe ngikhuluma iqiniso yini mangithi uColonel Mzipe uyena wathuma uLieutenant Colonel Mangena ukuthi enze lo msebenzi.
I cannot testify about the details of the allocation of this specific matter.
Angikwazi ukuthi imininingwane noma ngifakaze ngokunikezela komsebenzi nokuthunywa kwabantu.
The rest that I will be doing will be just speculation.
Engakwenza kuzobe kusho ukuthi ngizobe ngiqagela.
No, I'm getting there. You are involved. I'll tell you. Just wait.
Ngiyakhona lapho Linda ngizochazela.
I want to confirm. If you don't know, you don't know. Colonel Mzipe was the commander of Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, and you cannot tell this court that indeed he's the one who officially assigned the docket 636, that work relating to 636 to Colonel Mangena.
uColonel Mzipe wayengumkhuzi kaColonel Mangena. Kodwa ke wena ukwazi ukuletha isiqiniseko sokuthi uyena yini uColonel Mzipe owanika leli cala u636 of 10 of 2014 walinikezela kuColonel Lieutenant Colonel Mangena ukuthi asebenze ngalo.
What I've already explained is that I will explain again, is that members are placed on standby, on crime scene standby.
Engakusho ukuthi khona abantu abanikwa standby ukuthi abahlale belindele nanoma yini engenzeka.
So when they are on standby, when there is a crime scene to be attended, the person on standby will attend that crime scene.
Kusho ukuthi uma khona kwenzekile kube nesidingo sokuthi kube nozoyosebenza lapho lo standby uyaya ke lapha ayosebenza.
And the attendance of that scene is not only limited to that member alone. That member can increase his own capacity by requesting the assistance of other members to go with him.
Ukuthi uyena yedwa uzosebenza lapho uma ukuthi kuba nesidingo sokuthi adinge izandla ezingamsiza uyakwazi ukuthi azicele.
In this case, an examination was conducted by Lieutenant Colonel Mangena on the 13th of November 2014, and there was a finding on his examination. You said you were aware, but not the details of what he was doing.
Uthe wena uyazi ukuthi Lieutenant Colonel Mangena wenza umsebenzi wokuhlaziya lama exhibit ngomhla ka 13 enyangeni kaNovember 2014.
I'm aware that he did some work in this matter, but I do not have all the details.
Yebo ngiyazi ukuthi ukhona umsebenzi awenza kuleli cala kodwa ke imininingwane anginayo.
What I want to know is the reviewing or verification of a particular member after he has made his or her own findings. The verification, is it only done when the results are positive or there's a positive match?
Mina ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi ukubukezwa komsebenzi owenziwe omunye wala insenza nawo kwenziwa kuphela uma kuwukuthi nithole ukuthi le nhlamvu lena kunesiqiniseko sokuthi idudulwe yilesi sibhamu lesi lesihlobo noma cha.
The verification must be done irrespective of the nature of findings.
Kusho ukuthi ukubukezwa kwenziwa nanoma umphumela unjani.
Thank you, sir. Colonel, do you know who verified the findings of Lieutenant Colonel Mangena on his findings on the 13th of November 2014?
Uyazi yini ukuthi bani waletha owaqinisekisa umsebenzi wenziwa uLieutenant Colonel Mangena ngomhla ka 13 enyangeni kaNovember 2014?
No, my lord, I do not know.
Cha angazi ukuthi.
But by law, it was supposed to be verified and reviewed.
Kodwa ngomthetho okufanele ukuthi ubukezwe futhi uqinisekiswe.
In accordance with our standard operating procedure, all work that involves microscopic examination must be verified.
Njengoba ke kuyinqubo yethu emsebenzini wonke umsebenzi owenziwe ngihlola ngemicroscope kufanele ubukezwe.
So I can safely confirm that you did not verify that those findings.
Kusho ukuthi ke ngingasho ke ukuthi wena awuzange wena ubukeze lo msebenzi.
I did not verify them, my lord.
Angizange ubukeze.
Let's move to the question of, you've been working with the firearm. You've been giving lectures, sharing knowledge on the field of ballistics.
Besenza ngesibhamu and futhi ke kunezela izifundo kwethula izifundo mayelana nokuhlolwa ukuqhuma kwezibhamu ballistic.
Correct?
That is correct.
Yebo unjani?
So I'm just asking this question. I've got two sets of versions from the state side about the instrument that was used in the alleged commission of the offense.
Singenembona mdile bekwe umshushisi mayelana nesibhamu esasetshenziswa ekwenzeni ke leli cala.
Just to give a little bit of a background to you, we've got state witnesses who furnished with the affidavits, including the affidavit of the lead investigator, Brigadier Kinenda.
Sina affidavit abhala ababesebenza ukusesha leli cala sifake lapho ke ne-affidavit ka-Brigadier Ginini.
People that were in the house made statements. I'll mention them.
Khona abantu bekhona lapha endlini abenza itatimende ngizokutshela ukuthi obani.
Kelly Kumalo,
uKelly Khumalo,
Zandi Kumalo,
uZandi Khumalo,
Thokozisi Twala,
uMthozisi Thwala,
Tumelo Madlala,
uTumelo Madlala
and Longwe Twala,
noLongwe Thwala,
including Brigadier Kininda.
ngifaka lapho noBrigadier Gininda.
They made statements to the effect that the person, the intruder, was in possession of a 38 special revolver.
Bathi ke ema-affidavit abo wayebangenele lapho ephethe ivolovolo elu-.38.
This is part of the evidence brought by the state to this court through affidavits.
Yilobu bufakazi ke abalethwa umshushisi kule nkantolo buwubufakazi.
The other version of the state
Manje ke omunye umbono obekwe umshushisi uthi
relates to the exhibits that were alleged to have been found at the crime scene.
ukhuluma ngembuko eseyatholakala endaweni yesigameko,
whereby the state says a 9mm parabellum. Those exhibits were shot from a 9mm parabellum CZ75, if I'm not mistaken.
kuthiwa ke lapho ke lembuko eseyalethwa la enkantolo yathutshulwa isibhamu esiyi-9mm parabellum osuhlobo lwe-CZ.
So you would agree with me that these are two sets of different firearms.
Uzovumelana nami ke ukuthi ke lezi bhamu ezimbili zehlukile.
It's correct, they are different.
Yebo kunjalo zehlukile.
It's common cause that the 38 special does not leave the cartridges, casings, after one has fired a shot.
Into yaziwayo ke ukuthi 38 special ayishiyi magobolondo emva kokuthi idubuke.
Correct?
Akunjalo?
That is correct.
Yebo kunjalo.
So the other one,
They must be manually extracted and
Ukuthi
ejected.
amagobolondo fanele akhishwe ngesandla esibhamini.
so the other one can leave the cartridge casings on the floor.
Lesi sinye ke isibhamu siyawashiya amagobolondo lapho.
That is correct.
Yebo kunjalo.
Let's look at the nature of the instrument itself, both instruments, the firearms. Could be the 38 special or a 9mm.
Asisibheke zombili ke lezi bhamu i-38 special ne-9mm.
Will you agree with me to say an illegal firearm and ammunition can easily exchange hands?
Uvumelana nami yini ukuthi isibhamu esingekho emthethweni singadluliselwa kwezinye izandla noma singanikezelwa komunye umuntu kalula?
As a court case, I don't know what the purpose of this cross-examination is. The witness is now expected to speculate. We submit that that question should be disallowed.
Sir, will you be in a position to establish or, to tell the court that a firearm, especially an illegal firearm and ammunition, is capable of exchanging hands?
Uyakwazi ukuletha mhlambe ulwazi la enkantolo ukuthi isibhamu esingekho emthethweni siyakwazi ukudluliselwa komunye umuntu.
Let me give you an example. people are selling firearms, illegal firearms. I can sell a firearm to you today. That is possible, correct?
kuliqiniso ukuthi abantu ke bayazidayisa ibhamu nami ngakudayisa isibhamu esingekho emthethweni akunjalo.
Yes, the question is too wide. It's just a generic question that that has nothing to do with ballistics examination.
Hayi kuzomubanzi kakhulu ongahambelani ke nomsebenzi weballistic.
So this is a question that can be posed to anyone. So it's a too wide question.
Banzi kakhulu lo mbuzo.
Can you narrow it?
My role in this case is very limited. It is limited to the verification of marks that I have seen under the microscope.
Senzo wami ke kuleli cala bekuwukuthi nje ngiqinisekise izimpawu ezibonakala ngaphansi kwe-microscope.
So that's why I'm having, I say I have a very limited scope in this matter. I did not attend the scene. I did not analyze the scene. I have no access, or I had no access to certain activities that happened during the investigation of this matter. My role was just to verify whether a particular bullet or particular bullets, that is the tests and the exhibits, have a common origin. That's all that I did. The rest of the other things in this matter, I have no personal knowledge. That is why I indicated from the onset that whatever I will be commenting on with respect to either the investigation of the scene or the processing of the scene, that will be based on pure speculation, because I've got no personal experience with those matters. I've never been to the scene. I've never seen those, even whether we talk about the chain of custody from the scene, I did not seal those things, the exhibits from the scene. So the rest will be just speculation from my side. But what I can answer with certainty is in respect of the microscopic verification I have conducted in this matter.
Engingasho ke ukuthi mina angizange ngikwazi ukuthi ngiye endaweni yesigameko, angizange ngibe nethuba lokuthi ngiyongena mhlambe ekuhlolweni nami ekuphenyeni kwaleli cala. Umsebenzi wami nje kuphela bekuwukuthi nje ngizosho ukuthi ke umsebenzi wokuhlola izinhlamvu ukuthi khona yini impawu ezifanayo kule inhlamvu ethole endaweni yesigameko nenhlamvu ekuthestwe ngayo, kukhona yini impawu ezifanayo. Anginalwazi olunye olungaphandle kwalokho. Engingakwenza ke nje mhlambe ukuthi ke ngiqagele ngoba angizange ngifike endaweni yesigameko, futhi nokuthi zaphathwa kanjani ke izinto ezatholakala lapha endaweni yesigameko angikwazi nokuphendula lapho ngoba angizange ngibe khona lapho. Engifuna ukuletha nje la enkantolo engaphawula ngako ukuthi izimpawu ezikusenhlamvini eyatholakala endaweni yesigameko nakulezi ezisenhlamvini ekwahlolwa ngayo i-test bullet ziyafana noma zifani yini. Yikona lokho kuphela.
Now I appreciate your answer, sir, but I wasn't specific about the question that I've asked you. My question is, let me just put it this way, maybe you'll understand it. In general terms, is the firearm capable of changing hands in general terms? Is that possible?
Cha, umbuzo ke ukuthi izibhamu uyakwazi ukuthi isibhamu sinikezele komunye umuntu yini?
In general terms, yes, it's possible. Firearms can move from one person to another.
Yebo, uma sikhuluma ke nje kabanzi, yebo isibhamu singasuka komunye umuntu siye komunye.
So I'll get into the scope within which you were called to testify on. But since you were working in that office, I just want to find out whether it has been possible, it has ever happened to you to collect exhibits from a police station without the case administration office, or without the being commanded or being instructed by your commander. Have you ever collected an exhibit from a police station?
Ukwazi ukuthi ke wakwaya yini e-police station wayolanda mhlambe ke i-exhibit ethize ukuthi awuthunywanga umkhuzi wakho?
What I can say is that in the past it happened that we were also transporting exhibits from the lab to the stations.
Yebo kwakwenzeka ngaphambilini ukuthi sithwale ke ama-exhibits wasisa e-lab isa ema-police station.
Especially when our storage safes were filled to capacity.
Uma kuwukuthi ke la isefo esebeka kuzona sigcwele kakhulu.
So in the present, because it was in the past, in the present, what is the position?
Manje ke nje ukukhuluma ngokuthi kwakwenzeka ngaphambilini, manje ke kulesikhathi samanje kwenzeka kanjani?
Currently it did not happen, it has not happened.
Hayi kulezi insuku akwenzeki.
But my question is, particularly you, in a singular form, have you ever collected an exhibit from a police station for the purpose of examination?
Hayi sengibuza wena ke wena Nkonzo wena uwedwa wake wayelanda in-exhibit e-police station ungathunyiwe ukuthi uyohlolwa?
From my side, if I can recall, I collected certain objects for the purpose of examining tool marks, like pieces from doors.
Yebo kukhona izinto engayozilanda ukuze ngize ngizozihlola
so that they can be further processed at the lab.
ukuthi ke zizoqhubeka zihlolwe lapha e-laboratory.
But in this case, I'm concerned about ammunition and the tools, the firearms. Have you ever?
Ngikhuluma ngezinhlamvu namathuluzi ngisho ke izibhamu.
No, currently the circumstances has never dictated that I do that.
Cha akaze kube nesimo esingiphoqelela ukuthi ngikwenze lokho.
But working from that office for the purpose of conducting an examination, are you permitted by any law or any standing orders to collect a firearm or an exhibit from a police station?
Cha uyavunyelwa yini nje umsenza kulelo office ukuthi uhambe uyolanda i-exhibit noma isibhamu police station?
What I can say is that under normal circumstances we don't collect them, but they could be, I cannot rule out the circumstances that can come into play wherein the examiner may be forced or may be compelled by those circumstances to do it.
Ngesimo esijwayelekile ke asikwenzi lokho kodwa ke angisho ukuthi ke angeke kube nesimo lapho ke busy ngokuhlola okuthize angaphoqeleleka ukuthi ayolanda exhibit at police station.
Can you give me of one circumstance that may compel a member to?
Angichazeleke esisodwa isimo mhlambe isibonelo sesimo singaphoqelela ukuthi busy ngokuhlola aphoqelele ukuthi ahamba ayolanda i-exhibit police station.
I cannot be able to give a list of those circumstances because there are certain circumstances that may come into play that never existed before.
Angeke ngakunika ke uhlu lwezimo ngoba ke khona izimo ziba into esiqala ukuyibona ezingakazi zenzeke ngaphambili.
There's evidence before this court by Lieutenant Colonel Mangena that he may instruct or request the investigating officer to collect a particular exhibit from the owner of a particular exhibit of firearm or from a particular company or business. But in the case where he collected a firearm at Cleveland, there was no need to inform or to request the investigating officer.
Can I just ask you to break it into
All right.
two?
Thank you, sir. I'll do so. There is evidence before this honorable court led by Lieutenant Colonel Mangena
Konfazi komlethela inkantolo omletho Lieutenant Colonel Mangena
to the effect that if he needs a firearm or a particular exhibit,
noma ke i-exhibit ethize,
if that exhibit is with the owner
uma ke leyo exhibit iphethwe umnini
or a particular company,
noma enye inkampani,
he may request the investigating officer to go and collect
angakwazi ukucela ke umseshi ukuthi akahambe ayoyilanda.
But in this case, he went to collect an exhibit at Cleveland without requesting the investigating officer to bring it to his office.
Kodwa ke kulokhu ke uhambile eCleveland oyolanda ke i-exhibit ukuthi azange acele umseshi ukuthi kube uyena oyoyilanda.
Can such a circumstance compel the member to go and fetch a firearm or an exhibit without requesting the...
Sikhona isimo esinjengalesi singaphoqa ukuthi ke omunye ke wamalungu obviously ahamba yolanda i-exhibit engakinye.
I cannot answer this question simply because I do not have access to all the circumstances that happened during that time.
Angeke ngikwazi ukuphendula umbuzo ngoba anginalo ulwazi lwakho konke okwenzeka ngaleso sikhathi.
A decision cannot be divorced or detached from the circumstances that existed at a particular time.
Isinqumo ke angeke sakhishwa ekubhekeni zonke ukuthi isimo ngaleso sikhathi zonke izimo ezinye zazinjani.
So I do not know what happened during that time.
Angikwazi ukuthi ngisho ukuthi kwakwenzekeni ngalelo sikhathi.
As I've already said, that my involvement in this matter is only in respect of verification of findings.
Njengoba sengishilo ukuthi mina okwami kulokho kwakuje uletha isiqiniseko mayelana ke nokuhlolwa kwesibhamu.
So in this case, as I've just demonstrated in court, if Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, you told this court, even himself, that the test that a member after the examination may apply a subjective test in his finding. Am I right?
Colonel Mangena utheke amanye amalungu ngenzeka ukuthi emva ukuthi ehlolile ungeza namanye ukuthi azobona ukuthi wona abona kanjani. Anjalo.
Is it
The test is subjective.
is it in respect of microscopic examination?
Correct, yes.
Athi-ke yebo kunike sikhuluma nge-microscope, hlola nge-microscope.
As I've already stated before, the interpretation of the marks which are already on the surface of the bullet, that interpretation is subjective in nature.
Njengoba sengichazile-ke ukukhipha umbiko noma ubhala umbiko mayelana nokuhlola ikona-ke kutheni umuntu ubona kanjani.
Because it is based on knowledge and skill of the examiner, which comes from training.
Ngoba kuphuma ekutheni umuntu uchwepheshe kangakanani lokuthi uqeqeshwe kangakanani.
But the marks or the features that are considered, which are on the specimen, they form part of objective facts.
Kodwa-ke okulapha iy'mpawu ezilapha kulezi zinto esihlolwayo yezinto lezi ezingancikile ekutheni umuntu ubona kanjani.
But are there any, if you may think of, other than the knowledge and the skill, are there any other external factors that may influence the examiner?
Ngaphandle-ke kolwazi nokuqeqesha zikho ezinye izinto ezingenza ukuthi mhlawumbe zibe nomthelela endleleni abona ngayo uhlolayo.
When I talk about ballistics identification, I must confine myself to knowledge and skill.
Masikhuluma nge-ballistic hayi ithi-ke ngikhulume nje ngolwazi nokuqeqesha.
Because it is the one which creates competency for the examiner to be able to make certain deductions and reach certain conclusions.
Ngoba ikona-ke okunomthelela ekutheni ugcina esebone kanjani umhloli.
Before I conclude my cross-examination, the act or the circumstance that we have discussed, whereby the examiner went to collect an exhibit from a police station, can that not necessitate a finding adverse to the outcome, to the positive outcome of the matching?
Ukuthi umhloli uhambe wayelanda isibhamu lapha ngeke kube nomthelela yini ekutheni umphumela ube mubi umphumela ukuyohlola.
For the same reason that I've already given, I cannot answer this question because I do not know everything that happened for that particular decision to be taken.
Ngalezi zathu-ke bese ngisibhekile angikwazi ukuphawula lapho ngoba uzazi zonke izimo ebezikhona ngaleso sikhathi.
So you cannot even tell the court whether the exhibits that were collected, especially the bullets, were they all the full metal jackets mixed with the same complete metal jackets, or were only the complete metal jackets?
Okwazi nokuchaza ukuthi inhlamvu ezasetshenziswa ama-full metal jacket noma complete metal jacket.
That I'll be able to tell the court because it will not be speculation. It will be based on what I have personally seen.
Hayi lokho ngingakuletha phambi kwenkantolo ngoba kuzobe kungakona ukuqagela kuzobe kuyilento engayibona.
Yes, can you please tell the court?
Bathi yebo-ke chazela inkantolo.
The ammunition that was collected by Lieutenant Colonel Mangena from Cleveland Police Station, were they full metal jackets or complete metal jackets?
Manje-ke lezi nhlamvu ezalandwa uColonel Mangena le eCleveland koba ama-full metal jacket noma complete metal jacket?
No, what I'm referring to when I say about...
No, I understood that. This is the follow-up question.
No, I want to clarify my
Yes.
answer
All right.
so that it is placed in the correct context.
Hayi ngichaze kahle ukuthi kuzwakale kahle.
When I refer to things that I have seen, I'm referring to the bullets that I compared under the microscope.
Mangithi-ke ikhona izinto engazibona ngisho iy'nhlamvu engazihlola ngaphansi kwe-microscope.
I'm not making any reference to ammunition that was collected by Mangena or any other person.
Ngikhuluma lutho-ke ngokuthi iziphi iy'nhlamvu ezalandwa uKolonel Mangena noma-ke omunye umuntu.
Because I did not see that ammunition.
Ngoba-ke angizange ngizibone lezo y'nhlamvu.
And this court was told that if it's Colonel rule officer or an officer rule officer, I'm not sure about the rank. But when he conducted the test, he was using a full metal jacket.
So-ke warrant officer noma uKolonel rule officer wathi mehlola wayesebenzisa i-full metal jacket.
I hear that.
Ngiyakuzwa lokho.
The question from an expert or an analyst like you, if he was conducting a test on a full metal jacket, we cannot use the complete metal jacket.
Kusho ukuthi-ke uma esebenzise uhlobo lwe-full metal jacket angeke akwazi ukusebenzisa i-complete metal jacket.
Can you use the testing ammunition or bullets? Let me just be practical and say, if Rudolfse conducted test on a full metal jacket, can he further take complete metal jackets to do further tests?
Uma-ke uRudolph esebenzise ehlole inhlamvu eyi-full metal jacket angakwazi ukuthi aqhubeke ngokuhlola esesebenzisa ama-complete metal jacket.
That will depend on the scope of what he's doing.
Lokhu kuzoncika ekutheni indima enikwe ingakanani.
If he's doing a comparison with another exhibit on record, and the exhibit is of a different material, he will have to fire more tests with the material that is as close as possible to the material on the exhibit.
Manje uma ukuthi khona exhibit anayo eyakho ngensimbi ethize, uma ukuthi-ke ufuna ukuthola-ke umphumela ongcono ufanele adubule ezama ukusebenzisa-ke inhlamvu yenziwe ngensimbi esondelene kulolu hlobo lwensimbi eyakhe ngayo i-exhibit, inhlamvu eyi-exhibit.
Even our procedure is very clear that you must use the material which is as close as possible.
Inqubo yethu isho njalo ukuthi ufanele uzame ukusebenzisa-ke uhlobo lwenhlamvu olusondelene kakhulu mayelana nensimbi-ke eyakhiwe ngayo nalena insimbi esekule bullet le ezohlolwa.
As close as possible to the exhibit.
Kuthiwa ayisondele kakhulu ngohlobo lwayo kule nhlamvu-ke ye-exhibit.
That is why we have a minimum threshold. The minimum is two test fires.
Yikho-ke sinesilinganiso esincane esisetshenziswayo ukuthi kufanele ube udubule kabili ungadubuli kanye kuphela.
But we don't have the maximum.
Kodwa-ke asinaso isilinganiselo sangaphezulu la kuthiwa khona kunqunywa khona ukuthi ungaqhubeki weqele ngale kwazo.
In your case, you reviewed or you verified the work done by Lieutenant Colonel Mangena on bullet number 8 and bullet number 4, correct?
Wena-ke wenza wahlola umsebenzi wenziwa uLieutenant Colonel Mangena usebenzisa-ke inhlamvu number 8 na number 4.
The comparison that I did was between the exhibit bullet, which is marked with the lab number, and additionally A2. That was compared with the tests marked 369 TB4 and 369 TB8.
mina umsebenzi engawenza-ke ngawenza ngale exhibit ngale mhlambe exhibit engayithola ethi kumenthola inamba yayo yaselab igcina ngo-A2 ngiqhathanisa-ke nalezi zinhlambe ezama-test ezadutshulwa ezazine-nombolo eziwu-369 TB4 no-369 TB8.
So with regards to 369 TB8, you said it was a full metal jacket.
Uthe-ke le nhlamvu-ke u-369 TB8 yayi-full metal jacket.
That is correct, my lord.
Yebo kunjalo.
And the 369 TB4 was this CMJ, the complete metal jacket.
Before you know CMJ.
That is correct, my lord.
So the test bullets that was used by Colonel Mangena was TB5 and TB9.
Manje-ke inhlamvu yokuthesta izinhlamvu awathesta ngazo aqhathanisa ngazo u-Lieutenant Colonel Mangena kwakuwu-TB5 no-TB9.
I hear that.
Ngiyakuzwa.
Were they, which one was a full metal jacket between the two?
Yiphi-ke i-full metal jacket yiphi
Completely.
Is it in respect of Mangena's tests?
Yes.
Usho-ke mayelana nokuhlola okwenziwa uMangena.
I do not know. I cannot say with certainty because those tests were fired by Mangena.
Hayi angeke ngikwazi ukutshela ukuthi kwakuyiziphi inhlobo ngoba owadubulayo la ma-test kwakuwu-Lieutenant Colonel Mangena.
So your verification was only limited to 2 sets of bullets.
Usho-ke wena-ke ukubukeza kwakubhekeneke nezinhlamvu ezimbili kuphela.
For verification purposes, I used TB4 and TB8.
Ukuthi ngiletheke ngibukeze ngasebenzisa u-TB4 no-TB8.
But the examination by Mangena was not only related to TB4 and TB8.
Mangena
There were further
asebenzisa
tests.
u-TB4 no-TB8.
There were further tests that were conducted by Mangena.
Waqhubeka wahlola-ke nakwezinye.
That
So
is correct.
your focus was mainly on 369 TB8 and TB4.
Usho ukuthi-ke wena waqonda ngqo kulezi nhlamvu ezimbili u-TB4 no-TB8.
What I can say is that when Mangena handed the tests and the exhibits to me, he gave me everything. That is from TB1, I think, up to TB10.
uMangena-ke engakuphawula ukuthi wanginika zonke iy'nhlamvu mese ukuthi ngiyozihlola wanginika ngicabanga ukuthi kwakusuka lapha ku-TB1 kuyofika ku-TB10.
And I had the opportunity to look through all of them from 1 up to 10.
Ngakwazi-ke ukuthi ngizibuke zonke ukusuka kweyokuqala ngiyofika kweyeshumi.
My apologies, I think I might not be accurate with the total number of tests, my lord.
Hayi mhlambe-ke ngeke kunephutha lokuthi zazingaki lezi iy'nhlamvu.
But there were several tests which were no less than 8.
Kodwa-ke engikukhumbulayo ukuthi lezi iy'nhlamvu lezi zazingekho ngaphansi kwesishiyagalombili.
But my question is, when I ask you about TB5 and TB9, you could not give me an answer whether were they full metal jackets when they were tested or not.
Engibuza yona ukuthi ngathi wena uzangikwazi ukungitshela ukuthi u-TB5 no-TB9 kwakuyiziphi iy'nhlobo noma full metal jacket noma ungeyona yini.
It is because I did not record what each and every test, I mean the type of each and every test, because it is not required.
Angizange ngibhale phansi ukuthi kwakuyiziphi iy'nhlobo engangizibhale ngoba bona akudingeki.
But what I can say is that TB4 is CMJ and TB8 is FMJ.
engakusho u-TB4 u-CMJ u-TB8 u-FMJ.
So you did not have your diary to record whatever that you were verifying?
Usho ukuthi awungenadayari yakho ukuthi ubhale phansi ukuthi wawenzani?
There's a minimum amount of information that is prescribed to be populated in the worksheets that we use.
Khona-ke ulwazi olufanele uligcwalise lapha kulamasheet esiwasebenzisayo.
But
So
so proceed.
If there are no boundaries or parameters, you will end up recording each and every detail to an extent where your case file can go up to 1,000 pages.
Manje uma ingekho imizele ukuthi yini oyibhala lapha, ungabhala into eningi ugcineke ubhale umqulu wenkulungwane yamakhasi.
Yes. You concluded that there was a positive matching in relation to the test that you have verified.
Wena ugcina ngokuthi uthatha isinqumo sokuthi kukhona kufanana phakathi kwalama test la owawahlola.
And your evidence is mainly about TB4 and TB8.
Usho ukuthi ke ukuhlola kwakho kuzinze lapha ku-TB4 no-TB8.
Although I went through all the other tests, I decided to select TB4 and TB8.
Noma ke ngizibuke zonke lezi nhlamvu ngiqoke ukuthatha u-TB4 no-TB8
as they will represent the rest of other tests
nokuthi ke hayi lezo ke zizomela wonke amanye ama-test
because they have a common origin.
ngoba zonke ke lezi nhlamvu
They were-
lentweni eyodwa
They were all test fired in a single firearm.
ngoba zonke ke lezi nhlamvu zadutshulwa ngethuluzi elilodwa kwisibhamu esisodwa.
So I'm entitled to select the representatives.
Manje nginemvume ukuthi ngikhethe la engibona ukuthi ngingasebenzisa
And use them for identification purposes.
ngizisebenzise lezi nhlamvu ukuthi ngikwazi ukuthi ngikhombise ke ukuthi yiziphi.
That was on the 23rd of July 2020, correct?
Give me the date again.
The 23rd of July 2020.
Ngomhla 23 July 2020.
That is correct, my lord.
Yebo kunjani?
That was 6 years after the incident that happened on the 26th of October 2014.
Kwase sekudlule isithupha seminyaka emva kosuku lesigameko kwakungumhla 27 ku-October 2014.
I hear
Correct.
that.
So these officers, I don't know their ranks, but I was told it's Feljun, Fesser and Tini.
Please repeat the question.
I'm saying I don't know their ranks, but the state mentioned that there is Feljun,
Angiwazi amarenka abo kodwa ke kuthiwe kukhona uFelion
Fesser
noFesel
and Tini.
noNtini.
Are you aware that they also conducted verifications?
Uyazi yini ukuthi nabo babukeze?
I'm not aware, my lord.
Angikwazi lokho.
The court has also ordered that they should be called.
Inkantolo ke isikhiphe isicelo sokuthi nabo ababizwe
As Section 186 witnesses.
njengoba ke awufakazi ba-section 186.
So in your answer, are you saying you are not aware if they also verified the work of Mangena?
Manje wena ubufakazi bakho ukuthi awazi ukuthi nabo babukeze umsebenzi kaMangena.
I'm not aware, as I did this verification independently by myself.
Hayi mina angikwazi lokho ngoba mina ngenza umsebenzi ngingedwa.
So I'm not aware if there's some other people who participated as well.
Hayi mina ngazi nokuthi mhlawumbe kukhona yini abanye abenza umsebenzi ofana nowangangiwenza.
I think I've concluded my cross-examination.
Okay.
I've concluded my
Oh, I
cross-examination.
see. Okay, thanks. Yes, Mr. Peter.
Thank you, my lord. Dumela nkgonne.
Dumela ntate.
My lord, there's members that we should take a short adjournment.
Okay, what's the time then?
11:23, my lord.
Okay, let's go for 15 minutes.
Sure, Doctor.